Happy? Good. With Chris Locke.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Happy Good with Chris Locke, me. That's me, your host, Chris Locke. How are you doing? Another day, another day where you would like to unwind and just de-stressualize, wouldn't you? We all need to de-stressualize. I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my fingernails. I can feel it in my skin, my blood, my guts, my gray matter. Do you know what gray matter is? It's the brain. This is episode 10 though. 10 episodes so far, and I've had a blast making them. So to celebrate 10 episodes, what you're gonna get for this episode is a special bonus episode 10 treat. This is my impression of a robot who was built on planet Earth, who's sitting in a room with the humans that built it, and it wants to feel included in the room with the humans that built it. This is my impression. A robot that was built on planet Earth in a room with the humans that built it, trying to just hang out and be one with the humans. This is it. We were all made on planet Earth, right? Anyways, there's your episode 10 bonus. A robot just trying to have buddies. Okay, so, by the way, do you think those robot dogs that the army made are going to come and rip us to shreds? See, this is why this podcast is important. We need to unwind. We need to relax. We need to get that craziness out of our head. All the nonsense that the outside world, I'm looking out my window right now and it's a beautiful sunny day. I'm so lucky. Clear blue sky. Leaves are moving back and forth on the tree. The tree branches, the trees are swaying in the nice summer breeze, and I gotta take advantage of that. After I record this, I'm gonna go outside and find a trail to skip along. We need to have gratitude for what we do have, don't we? We need to appreciate the things on the planet that have always been here, and will probably be here after us. I'm talking snails. I'm talking trees, breeze. I'm talking leaves. I'm talking that feeling you get in your nerves that thousands of ancient human beings are always here with us, watching us, and going, oh, so that's how that works. Modern age. Okay, wow. I hope these people learn the true meaning of what it's like to be alive and live in the moment and just enjoy the moment. And yes, you have this phone that can do all this stuff, or you have like what's another cool gadget that we're all distracted by right now? Guns. Ooh, wow, you have such really great guns now, but I hope you realize the truth about yourself, and that is, gun or no gun, you have to go inside your heart and inspect it like a restaurant health food inspector, and check all the nooks and crannies of your heart and see if it is actually up to code. Is it, are there parts of your heart that are dark and leaking sewage? Hazards for our people to slip on and bonk their head and never be the same again, go on workman's comp? And is your heart in a position of ill repair? Could it ever be fixed? F your guns, throw them in a giant chasm and walk away and learn to be alone with yourself. It's hard, I know, but you can do it. You're not born with super intelligence, no matter what era you're born into. You're born as a blank slate, and every single individual has to do their own personal work to gain knowledge. You can't just assume that you're a genius because you're born into a world that geniuses before you have helped create. You can't just look around and go, well, I can use my cell phone to order a chili dog to show up at my front door. Therefore, I'm a genius. I'm going to buy a bunch of guns and protect my brain. My genius brain. Let's move on and let's take some deep breaths, shall we? I think it would be nice. Maybe right now, because I talked about chili dog and made me think of like ooey gooey GMO foods and nitrates, and I'm trying to be a healthier person, and I know everybody usually tries to chip away at that in their own way, so maybe you guys can relate. So maybe this time when we take in deep breaths, let's blow out all that awful, terrible, processed junk food that these giant corporations try to stuff in our mouths and give us like diseases and extra weight that weighs us down and makes us logy and tired. Again, maybe I'm just talking about myself, but there aren't articles and books about it being an epidemic for no reason, right? Come on, we live in like junk food city, population 1 robot. Okay, let's take a deep breath in. Start with the deep breath in through the nose. Oh, that feels good. Hold it. Blow out all the sodium and nitrates. Oh, that's good. Fatty oils, all that junk. Just blow it into one big cauldron. Inhale again through the nose. Feel your lungs expand. And blow out. Starting to feel relaxed, starting to feel one with the planet, one with the universe, one with everything. We just got one more to do. Through the nose, inhale. Exhale. Feel all of that junk leave from every dark recess of your body, from your tippy toes to the tippy fingers, to your lower back, below your buttocks, every little nook and cranny of this hollow tube that we are now. Just everything was just blown out and clean like a spring cleaning. Open 2 windows and let the breeze explore and travel through your house and just get the dank air out. Sometimes when people say, like, they're making a joke, like, this person has no brain. You can see the wind blow in one ear and out the other type of thing. Like a breeze is blowing through their head. When I was a kid, I thought that expression sounded enjoyable. Like, I was like, I would like that. I would like a nice breeze to go through my head in one ear and out the other and clean all the dust and junk off of the tubes of my brain. When I was a kid, I thought they were tubes, coiled up tubes, and I'm never gonna not think that. You can tell me all you want, scientists. Scientists cut people's heads open, doctors, and scientists experimenting, and they poke it with a finger. And they go, I think this chamber here of this coiled up tube is where thoughts of sunny vacation times go, like jumping in the lake, and they push the part of the brains, the gray matter, they go they push it in, and they're like a little pink cushion or something. In here is memories of doing a cannonball off of the dock into the lake. Right over here, they push on the brain. In here is, I can feel it with my doctor's finger. I can feel my doctor's index finger feels the pulsing of thoughts, of memories of tacking on a sailboat. The wind is the gust of wind is pretty intense, and the sail is flexed as far out as it could go, and they're tacking pretty hard. In fact, it feels like the sailboat might capsize. But no, you got it. It's just they're sailing on. It's summer fun. They're out on a wide open, beautiful blue lake with a nice gale at their back, and the sun is shining, and nothing beats. And he pushes on the brain a bit more. Yep, that's the memory, alright. Nothing beats a beautiful summer day being free as a bird, in a sailboat. Just family and friends tacking and coming about and watching the mast and making sure they don't get bonked on the head. And see this part over here in the brain? Pushing on another little lobe. Brain lobe. This lobe in here. Okay, everybody gather around. This is a room full of professionals. Everybody gather around. I want you to look at this lobe specifically right here. Is a storage space for all the memories of sitting around a campfire. Are you writing that down? Write that down. This is Campfire Lobes 5000. And what we get from these memories that are stored in these different tubes and lobes of the brain are not just very script memories illustrated perfectly, but what we get from these areas are feelings, most of all. Emotions and feelings. A lot of people don't like to admit that memories give them certain emotions and feelings. It's hard. You have to let go, and you have to feel it. And you have to watch them float by. There's another feeling, there's another emotion. And right now I would just like to say, this is Chris talking, not the weird Dr. Scientist character I created for some reason, but as the scientist and the doctor has removed the top of your head and poked around and showed their students or whoever they were talking to, their colleagues, what the different lobes and chambers of your brain, what they contain within, is your emotions float free while the top of your head is screwed off and you're in sort of a medical-induced coma right now. And, but your emotions travel all around. They circle like spirits, like different colored spirits all around. Orange, orange waves and loops, and red like a ribbon flutters and swirls, and purple and blue and green and all these beautiful colors. And remember when we talked about Hawaii Planet? If some of you are listening and you remember Hawaii Planet, I heard turquoise, teal, like let's think of, I'm so bad at remembering, like I like tropical Skittles colors. I think I like Easter pastels, any colors you like, but I definitely see really fuzzed out, thick orange, like an orange pop orange, which, let's be honest, at episode 10 now, I come back to this kind of orange feeling a lot, and red. So I'm not going to attribute what emotions fit what colors for you, because that's personal. But for me, I get all this kind of like, I think orange is just like this weird sort of beautiful, warm, sunny, nostalgic feeling attached to, happiness, of course, first and foremost, but also a sort of longing, like it was a long way away, and wouldn't you love that time back again? So let's go to those kind of times. What is your favorite time that an orange, emotional stream of orange fuzz would escape from within your head once the doctors unscrewed the lid of your head, so they say. I don't know how they do it. They cut it off, I guess, and then they put it back on with one of those hot glue guns, which is very nice because, I don't know if you guys have seen a photograph of me, Chris Locke, your host of Happy Good, but I don't have a lot of hair on the top of my head right now. I used to when I was a kid, but I actually started losing my hair pretty rapidly throughout my 20s. I'd say by the time my first daughter was born, it was a full-on horseshoe bald pattern with some fuzz on top. But the reason why I bring this up, I know a lot of you people listening right now have beautiful, relaxing heads of hair. The reason I bring this up is because when a scientist, I don't know if it's a scientist or a doctor, I don't know who's experimenting on the brain right now. There's a bunch of them all learning from us right now. When they cut off the top of my head to investigate my brain lobes and my beautiful orange ribbon of emotional nostalgia flies out and ribbons through the air and flutters and ripples, I like it when they put the top of my head back on and use the glue gun, because then I use that hot sizzling glue. I wake up from my medically induced coma right as they're sealing it up with the hot glue gun, and I go, hey, can you stick some extra hair onto that hot glue you put up there on top of my dome piece? And they go, he's awake. And then they grab a handful of hair from the hair bag and they stick it on top of my head. Enjoy your new hair, Daddy. Thanks, guys. And then I walk out of the operating room and put on a fedora like it was another day at work. But here's the thing. This is where I wanted us to actually stay and focus today, is what's your orange fizzy emotion ribbon from the inside of your brain? Where does it connect back to you? Where is it coming from? Was it the time that you just stopped paddling and you let your canoe drift for a bit in the small little area of the lake, and you just drifted and you felt the canoe drifting, and you were in there alone, and you heard this little sploosh, you saw those little water bugs skimming along the top of the water, you felt the bow of the canoe sort of rub against some weeds that are growing out a little bit further away from the shore that you're kind of slowly floating through, or... Oh, Wolfman just jumped on the bed in case you hear a black cat saying, "What are you talking about? What is your orange fuzz ribbon? You know? What is your orange fuzz emotion ribbon? What is it attached to? Nostalgia? What is it?" Go on Happy Good World on Twitter. Twitter.com/ at Happy Good World on Twitter. Yeah, I don't know how to say these things. And tell me where your orange emotional fuzz ribbon comes from when your head is open. What's it attached to? Because it's not bad to be nostalgic, you know. It's good to... I feel like being nostalgic sometimes is a good way to center yourself back into remembering the good times and remembering positive emotions and, you know, not being necessarily attached to it, but looking on it fondly, like it's a possibility still. You know, you could feel trapped sometimes, you could feel upset, you could feel definitely depressed, and you're in a deep depression and you're feeling kind of low, and you feel stuck and you're trapped there, and you know, you gotta close your eyes sometimes and release that orange fuzz emotion ribbon. Mine's orange. Please choose any color you want. Maroon. There it is. What is that place? What is it attached to? What is it yanking on? It's like... Picture this. Picture any color you want, but I'm going to stick with orange just for this episode. I'm enjoying it. But anyways, picture this. How about this? If this will help you visualize it even more. Doctor cuts open your brain. Okay? Doctor cuts open your head. I mean, your brain is still intact. Sorry. I don't really edit this podcast, so I'm just going to say sorry. Not brain, head. So the doctor cuts open your head, and maybe not like a fuzz sort of like vibe ribbon comes out, or like strain or strand or whatever the heck I was describing. How about a full-on, fully formed orange balloon with a string attached floats out of your head? And now we've got an actual physical ribbon attached to the bottom of the balloon, like the string. And that is also floating down. So this will help you visualize it more. So right now, for me, I'm stuck in like a very Canadian northern nature environment. I'm thinking of canoeing, I'm thinking of swimming, I'm thinking of the sunlight, the sun rays traveling through the trees and the leaves, like, you know, that when they're broken up into rays that come through, and maybe it's getting later afternoon, like it's 4:30 coming up to 5, and you can just hear a symphony of like bugs and birds and fish, and just all of nature is making noises. But now you can visualize in the balloon with the long ribbon attached to the bottom, floating through this environment. And now you can see the balloon is sort of hovering, but it's not floating. It's not super helium. It's not like going straight up to the sky and it's gone. It's one of those balloons that floats just close to the treetops. And the ribbon unfurls and waves with the different waves of the breeze that blow. And that balloon and that ribbon is basically you. You are attached to that. That is emotions attached to you that you are letting go, that you are watching float away. But you look on fondly. It's a nostalgic moment of yours that you cherish. And it was released from your mind. And it's not a sad thing. It's an enjoyable thing. It's like a gift. It's like a gift you gave to yourself, like creativity. Like when you paint a picture, well, now the painting is done, You're not living in the world of painting the picture anymore. But you can look on the picture fondly as an accomplishment from the past from now on. And that's okay. Just don't hold on to it too hard, and don't wallow in I can never get back to that feeling again. It was a good feeling at its time. Picture this. Picture that serene northern Canadian wilderness, and a lot of parts of North America and lots of parts of the world have this kind of environment. But wherever you're listening, picture whatever environment suits you. But picture you are that environment. You are the sun. You are the trees. You are the lake. You are the shimmering water. You're the reflection of the setting sun on the shimmering water. You are the water bugs skidding along the top. You are the canoe. You are the lake holding the canoe. You are the lake guiding the canoe through. You are the bushes. You are the leaves. You are the sticks. You are the twigs. You are the rocky beach. You are the sand. You are the seaweed. You are all kinds of glorious aspects of this giant northern environment. Beautiful. That is you. That is you. That is your mind. That is your whole person. You are the serene ecosystem, the serene, beautiful embodiment of all of nature. And now an orange balloon with a long orange ribbon attached to it floats through you and by you. And you acknowledge it. And that's fine. There it is. It's beautiful. Haha. Hello. Hi. I see you. And you are going to float away. And that's okay. I relish this moment. I enjoy this moment. It is peaceful. And I thank you for what you have given me just now. But I am also going to be happy when I let you go and you float away. No big deal. And it does float away. It floats just above the treetops. It looks like it's going to pop on one of the trees branches, and it doesn't. It kind of goes in between them and around them. And you can still see pieces of it. You can still see pieces of the ribbon. You can still see a little smidgen of the balloon. But the trees and the leaves and time have just done a good job of covering it up, and it's gone for now. Completely. And would you be able to see that balloon again? Maybe. But it's okay. Whether you do or you don't. It was enjoyable just to see it for now, for this one time. And then let it go. And get to just be your serene, peaceful place on the lake once again. Nothing disturbs you. A little drop in the water. Maybe a fish jumped. Maybe something was thrown from a squirrel in a tree branch. Maybe a bug jumped. Doesn't matter. Okay. So, that was episode 10 wrapped up. It was really nice hanging out with you guys. It's nice to take the time to unwind and relax and go somewhere else for a bit, because it's hectic right now. Politics are crazy, work is crazy, the world is crazy, but it doesn't matter. We've got each other. We're all a part of everything. We're a part of the world. And it's good to sink into somewhere like a chair or a seat or a bed or a bubble bath. Or, it's just good to participate in the world again and disappear into it and be a part of it. Yeah, that's where my head's at today, obviously. Guess what? For Patreon listeners, Tier 2, my good friend Kurt Furla has finally made... Not finally. He took his time, but he's a very busy man, and I am very grateful for his time. But he made me a logo for the Happy Good Nighty Night Sleep Aid podcast for Tier 2 Patreons. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be like this, similar, and also different. It's to help you wind down before going to sleep. And this podcast obviously has beautiful music. Thank you again to musical genius Drew Smith. The music that you've been hearing since episode 5 and on is all Drew Smith. So for the last 6 episodes, that's Drew. He's incredible. I really appreciate it. And but the sleep aid one, it's called Happy Good Nighty Night. If you subscribe to Patreon for $10 a month, that's Tier 2, you can get access to it. Plus, you get access to the bonus interviews of Tier 1, which are bi-weekly, and they're hour-long interviews with friends and funny people and interesting people. So you get to learn more about me, more about my guests. You learn a lot about my guests. And usually we talk about ways to relax and ways to think about the world too. So the vibe is still... I try to keep it on par. Last time with Brandon Ash Muhammad... whose album is out, by the way. Go on Spotify and look up Brandon Ash Muhammad. I believe his album is called Capricornication, and I love that guy. But when he was on, we didn't really talk about like relaxing and what we do to think about the world and relax and stuff as much, because as you know, the world was at a peak of intensity, and we talked about some very important stuff in regards to just learning about racism, even here in Canada and in general. And I thought it was a really good, fun, important episode, so I really enjoyed having him on. But go look for Capricornication, his stand-up comedy album, because he's hilarious and such a lovable man. Your next guest... This is so awesome. I'm really excited. One of the funniest people I know on the planet, Jackie Pirico. We're doing our interview tomorrow in High Park in Toronto, which is a big, beautiful park close to where I live. And we're going to be outside doing an outside park interview. And that's going to be the next Tier 1 bonus for next week. So all kinds of incredible stuff coming up. If you subscribe, thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. And if you don't, but you still like, you're checking out the podcast and the regular weekly thing, and you're enjoying it. This weekly thing is where my full heart is. I love it. I want to give this to people. I love that you're listening, and people are giving me such nice reviews and messages. So thanks so much. This is a long wrap up, and it's really sincere. I'm not being a goofy dog right now, but I just mean it. So thank you so much. Go outside right now. Turn this off. Do whatever. Go and look at this beautiful sky. Touch a tree. Touch its bark. Feel everything. Look at the leaves, check if there's a squirrel in it. You know what I mean? Just go out there and enjoy yourself. Look at the sky and say thank you so much. Okay, thanks. Talk to you again. Bye.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Sonar Network.